Welcome to my vertical obsession, and today we are talking about 99 Charms, 99 Heartbreaks, which is located on FlareFlow. So this one is about Lila and Kevin, who are married, and Kevin is currently living his dream as a rock star, about to get signed by a label, but instead of celebrating it with his wife, Lila, he celebrates with his ex-girlfriend, Madison. And this ends up driving Lila away, and Lila kept giving chance after chance for Kevin, but he kept breaking her heart. And every single time he broke her heart, she asked for a charm bracelet, and in the end she ended up with 99 charms. And that was her deciding factor of whether or not to leave him. So she ends up leaving behind her songbook and divorce papers, which she had signed for him to sign so they could end their marriage, because he had chosen Madison over Lila, especially when he thought that Lila had caused Madison's miscarriage, when in truth Madison had lost the baby months ago. And since he didn't believe her, Lila, she took this as a sign. This is the end. He will never believe her. He'll always take Madison's side. So she ends up going back to her parents. Meanwhile, Kevin is trying to figure out where Lila went and realizing just how much Lila had helped him and had really been a part of his career, because she had done so much to get him to where he is. And it's now affecting him. He's not being able to sing well and not being able to create the music he wants to create. And Lila ends up connecting and running into Jack Lennox, who is a music exec that she once sent her music to, but he never did anything with it. And he says that he got it and he liked it, and he was going to rectify not doing anything with it in the past by helping her become an artist now. But he also wanted to date her. And after they had gone out to lunch one day, he proposed to her, and Lila was a little, I want to say, apprehensive, because she didn't want to be a secret, and she felt that she might be a secret if he was helping her with her music. So instead, Jack got down on one knee and proposed to her in front of everyone so that the world would know that they were a couple. And she said yes, which Kevin ended up finding out and not being okay with. It was something that really upset him, and it kind of threw him off his game. And when he went to see Madison in the hospital, she also tricked him into signing the divorce papers, which he was not happy about. And then she blackmailed him into marrying her because of what happened at the pool, which Madison says caused her miscarriage. But of course, that wasn't the case. And when when Kevin went to the house to see if Lila was there, he found her songbook, and that kind of made him see how much he had hurt her because of the song, especially the one named Charms, which was about all the charms that she had asked Kevin to get her each time he broke her heart. And he tried to mend things with Lila, but ended up making things a little bit worse. And her response to him was, if you can write me a song, I will think about getting back together. But she didn't really actually say those words. She just told him, if you can write me a song, maybe there's a chance. So he took that and he left, and he said he was going to do it. But of course, she was the one who wrote all their songs, so he found it hard to write the songs. And he tried to get out from underneath Madison's blackmailing by showing the ring footage that proved Lila didn't hurt Madison, but Madison ended up just deleting it, so now it's just her word against Lila and his, and now he's back to being blackmailed. And also, in that moment, Madison took these songs, took the book, Lila's book of songs, so that way he didn't have them, and she could use them. Which, after connecting with Taros, a evil music producer, they came up with a plan to get Kevin to ask him to help write the songs, which would then put Kevin in Taros's debt forever, and they would just continue to make money, the both of them. And Madison also worked with Taros to release the songs that Lila had in her book as if they were Madison's own songs. But Kevin wasn't one to just work with Taros. Madison knew that it had to be his thought, that it had to be Kevin's decision. So they had to make it in a way to be that Kevin was making the decision to work with Taros. While Jack was doing everything in his power to get Lila and her songs out there and make her a star. So he had them posted on YouTube for people to see, posted out there for people to listen to. And when Madison came out with her songs, he made sure that they were all out there. All of Lila's songs were out there, so that way everyone knew that these were Lila's songs and not Madison's, to try and stop Madison. When Kevin came back to record the song for the label that he wrote with Taros, his manager knew that this was not going to end well, that they were going to be indebted to Taros forever. So he went rushing to Lila, and of course it happened to be on her wedding day, to try and get her to help stop this from happening. Lila says she will help to keep Kevin from being under Taros's thumb, and the two end up singing for this showcase Lila's song, Charms. But of course, after they finish singing, she tells him this is a one-time thing. They're done, and goes back to Jack to marry him. And Kevin follows, but realizes that she's happy, and he doesn't want to ruin that. So leaves the signed divorce papers and leaves to let them be happy. Which, this is another one that is very similar to FlareFlow's other series called Heartbreak After 99 Forgivenesses, which starred Mariah and Eric. So it was basically along the same lines that, these two were married, she gave him 99 chances, he stuck with the ex-girlfriend, broke her heart, she left and married someone else. But it was a boxer in the Mariah and Eric one versus singers. But they were both on FlareFlow. So I know I've mentioned it in another podcast episode, that this is something that tends to happen sometimes with these apps. I don't think I've ever really seen it happen on the same app. I know I've seen it on like 2 different apps, that they basically drop the same series or story at the same time. There's just a little bit of a difference to them. So I do know that it does happen. But I love that this one had like a musical element, and there was actually songs, and Kenny, who played Kevin, and Nicole, who played Lila, were both singing in this, and I loved hearing them both sing. Would love for them to do another series that involved singing too, because both have really good voices, and I loved it. So hopefully maybe more projects will come for them to sing. Fingers crossed. So going into this, some of my thoughts was definitely questioning 2 different things. One of them was why Lila left the songbook behind. I mean, I get leaving behind like the song that showed how much he hurt her, but I was kind of confused as to why she left the whole book. Because wouldn't she want those songs, like, to be able to use them? Or was it just one of those things that these were specifically for his band and she was going to let him use it? So that just kind of confused me a bit as to why she left the whole book behind. Not to compare the two, in a sense, but in Heartbreaks After 99 Forgivenesses, she left the journal behind because it detailed every single time he hurt her, and every single time she asked for the pearl, which was her version of the charm. So that one I could understand because he could read through that, and versus the songbook, which there was only really 2 songs that we saw. Let me put it that way. 2 songs that we saw, one of which was never really written because she had put on the top, "It's Over" was one of the other ones, and then "Charms" was the other one. So I feel like if she had just left the Charm song, it still would have had the same impact, but I guess they needed the whole Madison trying to steal everything too. So maybe that's why they kind of did that. It was just one of those things where it was like, wait, why is she leaving the whole book behind and not just the song Charms? And speaking of the book, so we know that Madison stole Lila's book out of Kevin's bag. She had possession of it. She had possession of the song Charms. So in the end, when Lila showed up with the song ripped from the book, where did she get it? And how did she get it? Because it was in Madison's possession. I could understand if maybe she had another copy, like she wrote it out or she put it somewhere so that way she had multiple copies or something, but it looked like the actual copy ripped from the notebook. So where did that come from? How did she get that? Like, that confused me and kind of made me want to go like, that's not how that works. And I don't always like to nitpick, but I had to nitpick at this because I'm just like, how? Madison has it, so how did she get it? I think it would have been better had she rewrote it on another piece of paper and it didn't look like it was supposed to be the one in the notebook. Because that's what it was like the copy she had made it look like it was the one that was in the notebook and she just ripped it out, which she didn't have possession of. So it's just, she shouldn't have had that paper. They should have had two copies as kind of like a prop. One that looked like it was from the notebook, and then one that looked like it was rewritten by hand type of thing. But that's just me questioning that one thing. And then another thing with this, which isn't really a nitpick or an issue, it's just me kind of watching it going, I was kind of hoping that Kevin and Lila might end up not together, because I knew they weren't going to end up together, because that's not how this was going to end up. She was going to end up with Jack no matter what, but I was kind of rooting for them to make amends and him to write this song about how much he knew he hurt her and exposing Madison for all the shit she did, and then Lila kind of being like, okay, maybe we'll give it a second shot. And again, I know that's never going to happen because that's not how these write, but that's kind of where I was hoping this was going for. Like, because it just felt that there was more of an opportunity for Kevin and Lila to kind of find forgiveness and find their way back to each other a little bit, versus when watching like 99 Heartbreaks after 99 Forgivenesses, there wasn't really a way. And I know that doesn't all make sense, but I think the way the story was written kind of made it seem one was never going to find forgiveness, whereas the other one, you could kind of see that there may be a chance for forgiveness. So this one, 99 Charms, 99 Heartbreaks, I saw a chance for forgiveness with Lila and Kevin. And I was kind of rooting for that. And I was kind of sad that that didn't happen. But at the same time, I knew it never was, because he had hurt her too much and he didn't believe her in all this. But I was also definitely kind of hoping, like I said, he would write this hit that would show he knew he had hurt Lila and exposed Madison. And it was sad that that's not how they went. But I think that would have been a fun way to go. That if he took all the manipulating and anger he had with what was happening with Madison and turned that into a song, and took all that pain he caused not Madison, but Lila, and wrote it into, I think it could have been a great song. And I wish they had done that, because I don't know, I think it would have been a great way to do things versus having him not being able to write and then looking to help and ended up making a deal with the devil, in a sense. But I see how that kind of brings a little bit more drama doing it that way. And these are very much about bringing the drama and bringing the issues. So this is how we end up with, him not being able to write the song, needing the help, her ending up with the music producer instead. Which, it still ends up with a good story, and it still ends up with a nice kind of ending, because he, being Kevin, walked away and let Lila be happy. And that was the best thing he could do, was to allow Lila to finally be happy, have someone who chooses her and only her. So it was a happy ending in a sense, especially for Lila. She was getting her music career in a way and getting the guy at the same time. So it was a great way to end it. And I would definitely watch it again, especially just to hear the songs in it. And I do believe that FlareFlow posted those on YouTube as well, so I'll have to check those out just to listen to them again. And again, I hope Nicole and Kenny are able to do more projects where they get to sing, because they do have good voices, and I really enjoyed listening to the songs. And I kind of hope that Verticals do more series like this where the actors are singing, or an actor / actress is singing, because I think there definitely should be more of those. I feel like there really aren't as many out there, or I just haven't seen them. Which I might have to go looking into that to see if there are more. But I would definitely love to see more of these type of verticals and series where you got the actors singing. Because I do enjoy a musical here and there. So this has been FlareFlow's 99 Charms, 99 Heartbreaks. And I keep forgetting I've started rating everything, so I'm like, I haven't written down what I would rate it, but this one would probably be an 8 out of 10, because I really enjoyed it, but I was also very sad that Lila and Kevin didn't get back together, even though I knew it wasn't going to happen. but I was still sad about that. But it was still very cute. I enjoyed everything about it. And this has been my vertical obsession. Until next time.